Hello and welcome. Today I will be showing you how to make a round bouquet on a bouquet holder like this. Since the top part of your bouquet holder does come off pretty easily, you're going to need to tie it up with some wire. I suggest you would take a piece of wire to attach that top part to the bottom part, as when you fill your bouquet holder with flowers, it does get heavy. In addition to the weight it adds on when you wet it with water. So take a piece of wire and loop it through and tighten it to secure the top part to the bottom part. When inserting your bouquet holder into water, you want to make sure that you do not push it down. This can create air pockets which will leave some of the flowers without water. So make sure you just let it submerge itself on its own, and that way you know it will be fully wet with water. For this bouquet we will be using roses, both white and pink. We're going to be using some sprayed baby's breath, some Israeli ruscus. When adding your roses, make sure you take the biggest one, the prettiest ones, and you're going to start from the top, from the center of your bouquet holder. A quick reminder to keep adding baby's breath and greenery as you go along and not at the end. It will become difficult to do it at the end. The reason we are starting from the top is so that we can build a good cage and a strong grid in the foam. This is what's going to allow your roses to stay in place and not fall apart during the ceremony. Some find it easier to use a bouquet holder versus then using or making a hand-tied bouquet with your own hands. It could be because it's too heavy, or that the bouquet holder already has its round circular shapes. It's much easier to form a perfectly round bouquet with a bouquet holder. When cutting your rose, it's important to cut it on an angle. This is what creates a sharp, pointed bottom part of the stem. This is one, easier to insert, and two, allows it to stay in place versus when you were to cut it blatantly on the bottom with a flat bottom. It then becomes easier to fall out of the bouquet, and we don't want that. So cut it on an angle. As you can see, we have the few top roses. They are pointed straight downward into the foam versus the second row. These are put in on an incline. As you can see here, they're put in on an incline. One important thing to mention is to always cut your greenery out as well on an angle. This makes it easier to insert, and that way you ensure that the stem does not break. For the last row, you want to cut your roses longer, and you also want to put them in on a sharper angle. You want to create kind of like a spherical shape on the top. One thing to mention is if you are mixing your roses, the colors, you want to try to mix them almost in like a checkerboard type color scheme. And never forget to fill your gaps with greenery. So continue to fill your gaps with greenery as you are forming your bouquet. Fill any gaps in your bouquet with baby's breath. This is important so that you cannot see any of the foam in your bouquet. Now that we finished putting our flowers in, we want to secure the grid with some greenery. So take some strong stemmed greenery, in this case I'm using Israeli ruscus, and put it along the bottom to secure the cage or the grid within the foam. Once again, this is what's going to prevent your flowers from falling out during your ceremony. As you can see here, I pull on them and they don't fall out. Filling in your bouquet with greenery always helps with adding a bit more of a pretty effect and also closing away any of the open foam spots. You can also fill in those other foam pieces on the very bottom with greenery, so continue doing that as you'd like. And we're done. Some people like using this method more than doing hand-tied, but it is totally up to you and what you're comfortable with. Thank you so much for watching. Leave your comments, questions, and concerns below, and don't forget to subscribe.